Hi guys, me again. It's only been a few hours since the last video. Of course, in that video we did touch upon the group TFT. They have been in negotiations with both Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven. Now this group, I've done a little bit more research since the last video. It's pretty much, they look, or at least on paper when you read their sort of history, they pretty much look like a cryptocurrency scheme. It looks very, very dodgy. They deal and they wheel and deal within the sort of cryptocurrency market. And, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know too much about that. I know little bits and pieces, but it just doesn't mix and bode well with me that could take up a large chunk of our football club. It doesn't suit and doesn't sit well, as I say. And if you look at the sort of history of the group itself, some of the things amongst Twitter, inappropriate jokes, which I know it doesn't mean everything, and it doesn't really necessarily mean anything to do with them business-wise, but it just shows how kind of amateur they are. There's jokes about Vladimir Putin and the whole war between Ukraine and Russia. I had a look through their Twitter feed, and some of it I just thought it looked like a child, like an immature child was running their account, which they might well be, but for me it just looks very amateur and inexperienced. There's, if you look even deeper, I believe that they have, or at least one of them, I think the front man actually filed for bankruptcy back in 2014, and also uses or goes under a fake name whilst heading this group, TFT. So I've done a little bit of research since, and it just looks utterly abysmal. Now, why am I making another video on it? Now, Kyril Louis-Dreyfus has just responded. He spoke out, and he's given us a statement regarding this sort of takeover, if you will. Not really a takeover, is it? But it's a sort of buyout of Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven. So let's have a look at the statement from KLD. So in response to today's media reports relating to the Fans Together group, Kyril Louis-Dreyfus said, Juan Sartori and I remain wholeheartedly committed to Sunderland AFC, and our collective focus is on preparing for the upcoming championship season. Neither I nor any other employee from SAFC has had any dialogue with the cryptocurrency group, the Fans Together. And although a timely conclusion to this matter is preferable, any transfer of shares must not compromise the club's integrity. All shareholders must also be qualified to take the club forward in line with EFL governance and have alignment with the values and principles of SAFC and its supporters, as well as our long-term strategy. Now after that, and I will give you my views on that in just a moment, but after that, Tom White did come out and say it is worth noting that the agreement is between TFT and Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven. There is no hiding that KLD doesn't seem overly happy about the deal, whether that's because of the lack of dialogue or the group itself, I don't know. So, of course, as Tom has alluded to there, he's not happy, is KLD. He's not happy, in particular, with Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven. It seems, anyway, he doesn't want that group to be associated with the club. But at the end of the day, it isn't KLD shares that are being sold. Charlie Methven and Stuart Donald can really go into negotiations with whoever they please. It's not really up to KLD. Ideal, it would be nice in an ideal world that everyone gets together, be it KLD, Juan Sartori, and then SD and CM, all get together and just say, okay, we're going to sell them to these, and we'll try and select the best group possible. But we know what SD's like, we know what Stuart Donald's like, we know what Charlie Methven's like. They will try and get the best deal that works for them. They are selfish money grabbers, so they'll sell to anyone. They sell to any sort of thug or whoever, you know what I mean? They sell to anyone. They don't care. It's not like they have any morals. Do you know what I mean? So KLD isn't happy. For me, I don't think that this group, TFT, could pass the tests of the EFL. But in saying that, we've seen the amount of owners where it seems absolutely laughable that they've somehow managed to get through their sort of tests. Do you know what I mean? Because you've seen like the Oystons at Blackpool, they ran him into ground. You've seen others across the EFL. Just look at Bury. Do you know what I mean? They've been driven into the ground by owners. When you look at their background, you think, how in the living hell have they managed to own a football club? So you never know. On paper, it looks like KLD will do his best to try and keep this group away, which has put me in a slightly better mood than I was just a few hours ago. But at the same time, there's only so much he can do. And hopefully, you know, if this TFT group do somehow come to an agreement with SD and CM, then maybe KLD can just sort of step in and just say, hey, hold up, they don't match our principles. It's not in line with the AFL, and then he can kind of fight against it. Also, something I didn't mention in the previous video, because I kind of rushed that video out because it all just came out so quick and I didn't expect it, and I hadn't done any research, as I say. You know, apparently there is another group. I think Charlie Methven had spoke with The Athletic, I believe, which is another media outlet. Apparently there is a group or another sort of open, willing sort of buyer, as well as TFT. I don't know who the hell that is. I don't want to speculate and just start all that shit again. But whoever it is, surely it's better than TFT. But TFT is the only one that's gone on public recently saying that they are in talks with us. So this deal, of course, between SD and CM, being Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven, that's going on with them privately. KLD has never had, as he said in his statement, nor has Juan Tottori or anyone else at the club, had any form of conversation with TFT. So they know nothing about them at all, but he wants this to be dealt with as quickly as humanly possible, because he will have seen the absolute uprising of anger from Sunderland fans and the upset and the sadness of Sunderland fans across social media, because not one person, I did not see one person across Twitter or any kind of social media for that matter, coming out and saying that they would be okay with this deal. So KLD, not happy with it, you know, and I don't blame him as well. You know, this is supposed to be a positive, exciting time, and, you know, for us, a Sunderland Association Football Club, we are not only just too big of a club, but also we have such history, rich history, and we are, at the minute, on a sort of positive momentum flying towards the championship. This is no time to be experimented on by some dodgy cryptocurrency scheme. Do you know what I mean? Some frigging pyramid scheme that want to just toy with us. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's just everything. I thought I'd just give you another quick update. I'll get this video out for you as quick as humanly possible. Again, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Are you happy that KLD's come out and addressed it? I certainly am. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable that he seems to have almost the same sort of thought process as Sunderland fans. You know, he's not happy with it. Neither are we. So at least we've heard something from someone at the club. How you feel? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe as usual. Subscribe. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. But take care for now and stay jammy.